STIG compliance for RFM accreditation is tedious, expensive, and time-consuming. Traditional scanning technologies don't really help, only tell you what you've done wrong. SteelCloud's patented ConfigOS software changes everything you thought you knew about STIG compliance. In just 60 seconds, ConfigOS automatically corrects your STIG problems, bringing systems into compliance with a single click. More importantly, ConfigOS removes months from the RMF accreditation timeline by allowing you to harden and test all STIG controls around any application stack. Let's see ConfigOS in action. Here is the home screen for ConfigOS Command Center. We scan, remediate, and even roll back to a known good state, which is really useful for managing your baseline when hardening apps. There's also comprehensive reporting, including STIG checklist integration. So, let's click here on Endpoint Setup to look at our network tree. Here's what we have on our demo network. You can see we have some Windows servers. There's Linux and some Windows workstations too. You can see our compliance donut graphic here, which is a snapshot for the compliance of any given endpoint. It's very easy to add additional endpoints. We can add individual endpoints, groups, or we can sweep your entire network using ping or Active Directory. Or we can import a CSV file to load targeted endpoints for scanning and remediation. Once loaded, we'll need to add credentials, such as administrator rights, and we'll need to determine which STIGs we're looking to apply. And then we're ready to start work. Let's go ahead and scan all these endpoints. We simply add them to the job, hit run, and we're off. ConfigOS is faster than legacy scanning tools, and within just a few seconds, you can already start seeing the results. In less than 20 seconds, and we're all done. Okay, we already have software that can scan for STIG compliance, but the magic of ConfigOS is the remediation. Note the scan percentages as ConfigOS begins to fix all of these different operating systems and policies from one single job. The remediation only takes a minute or so, including looking for any group policy conflicts. And here we see the remediation is complete. Note that most of the percentages are in the mid-90s, which is great for only a couple of minutes of work. You can then see a report for any of the endpoints. Let's look at the compliance report for this Windows 10 computer. You can see the solid green circles where we've remediated non-compliances. Let's look at this one, allow unencrypted traffic for remote connections. As you can see, we have the DISA meta tag data. This control was expecting a value of 0. There was no value here when we scanned, but now that we've remediated, it shows a 0 in conformance with the STIG. Many organizations use GPO to enforce STIG controls. ConfigOS is easier to use than GPO and faster for the DISA quarterly updates without needing subject matter experts. ConfigOS can even remediate controls and then check to see group policy changes. It can then show them in a group policy conflict report. Controls that failed are easily recognizable by these red circles. In this case, these are controls that have not yet been customized, so they failed because we've placed a temporary ignore on them. You can fully customize the remediation process, including adding, removing, or extending any control. And when you are done, you can document everything in STIG Viewer. Documenting STIG actions is a massive headache. Using the checklist merge options, ConfigOS creates output that can be imported directly into STIG Viewer, including remediation steps and user data. It even helps you manage documentation controls that cannot be automated. Using the checklist reporting for STIG Viewer, you can append a pre-populated checklist with remediation data and export it to STIG Viewer, like this. You can see we're still showing the GPO conflicted controls and those that we chose to ignore. And most importantly, all of the comments and annotations we made for each control are carried forward into the STIG Viewer report. So, ConfigOS enables you to harden and test all STIG controls around any application stack in as little as 60 minutes. Additionally, SteelCloud provides current STIG and CIS content for over 10,000 controls.